Well, we're 9 days into Donald Trump's presidency. 9 days, and we've already had some of the craziest things happen. Donald Trump decided to pardon 1,500 January 6th insurrectionists. Of those 1,500, in 9 days, we've already had 3 of them be rearrested, wanted for soliciting a minor, and killed by a police officer while in an altercation with those police officers. Who would have thought those things would happen? We had our first press briefing. That was full with a bunch of lies and all that, and I'll have videos about that coming today as well. But what I did not have on my bingo card, and I had a lot of crazy things on my bingo card coming into this election, coming into this presidency with Republicans and Donald Trump. But what I did not have on my bingo card is that we should get rid of child labor laws so that we could put grade school kids to work, because giving them free lunches enables them to be losers. Didn't have that on my bingo card, but here we are.
When you talk about school lunches, hey, I worked my way through high school. I don't know about you, but I worked since I was, before I was even 13 years old. I was picking berries in the field before we had child labor laws that precluded that. I was a paper boy. And when I was in high school, I worked my entire way through. You're telling me that kids who stay at home, instead of going to work at Burger King, McDonald's during the summer, should stay at home and get their free lunch instead of going to work? I think we need to have a top-down review.
I think you're painting a lot of these kids with a broad brush. I would say that's not necessarily a fair assessment of all of the kids. So you would say all the kids in your district who use the free lunch, for example, or breakfast, they're all just sitting at home and not working. Okay, I just want to clarify, because that seems like what you were trying to insinuate.
This gives us a chance. This gives us a chance, though, to see where is the money really being spent. Who can actually go and actually produce their own income? Who can actually go out there and do something that makes them have value and work skills for the future? I mean, how many people got their start in fast food restaurants when they were kids, versus just giving a blanket rule that gives all kids lunches in high school who are capable of going out and actually getting a job and doing something that makes them have value, thinking about their future instead of thinking about how they're going to sponge off the government when they don't need to. We don't give people value. We don't give them the ability to dig themselves out when we penalize them for actually working and actually keep them on welfare. That's what's been the inner city problem for a very long time. We need to have a top-down review so we can get people out of poverty, because you know what? America's very good at creating jobs and giving people worth. And we've been very traditionally good at that, but we're losing our way. And that's when we give people incentives to stay at home and not work. That doesn't work for America.
But a lot of these kids aren't even of like working age. They're young kids, and as you well know, and also some of the kids in Head Start, they're like 5 and up.
Let's be clear here. He brings up high schoolers, but he is also lumping in grade schoolers with this, because most of these free lunch programs are going to grade schoolers. So when he starts talking about, people need to have they need to feel responsible, feel like they've accomplished something by working, he's talking about grade school kids. We're arguing in this country over if we should be giving free lunches to kids or not. That is the argument. We shouldn't be feeding kids because that enables them to be losers. And then he talks about welfare, people being on welfare. We need to be job creators. We need to make people go and work. They want to feel accomplished. We've had this inner city problem for years that wants to keep people on welfare. Listen, as someone who grew up in a household that depended on benefits from the welfare industry, from welfare, I can tell you right now that it is not something that enables people or keeps them on welfare. My family grew up that way. My mom was on it. While being on it, she worked. She went to school. She has now raised children who are college graduates who work. And I can promise you, most of us in a higher tax bracket than the people that are out there saying we need to get rid of, all of these benefits for people. And what we're seeing now, we're seeing a lot of white people from the Midwest and some of these southern states who are starting to realize, oh my gosh, I thought these things were going to hurt brown people and black people. I didn't realize they were going to affect me as well. Yeah, I know. You fucked around and now you're finding out. That's weird, right? You actually voted for him for the racism because you thought, man, we're about to stick it to the black and brown people. And what you're finding is that a lot of you have been depending on some of these benefits and some of these programs that he is now targeting as well. Because when you thought about, SNAP benefits and food programs, you thought, brown people and black people were all just sitting around taking advantage of that. And now you're realizing, holy shit, that's actually affecting me. That's actually affecting my neighbors. Holy crap. It's a lot of white people that I'm looking at who are crying now because they're losing these types of benefits. So make no mistake about it. This is calculated. This is on purpose. They don't give a damn about, never gave a damn about marginalized communities. And you thought when we said marginalized, we were only talking about black and brown people. And now suddenly, poor white people are starting to realize, aw, damn, this is happening to us too. And guess what? Enjoy it. Enjoy it. You fucked around. You're finding out the hard way. And I'm here for it. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.